Welcome back. NFL Week 15. It is Thursday night, so you know what that means. Me and my man Tom Ray are here back picking some sports games for you. In particular, football, NFL Week 15, 2024. We got a little upgrade here, a little setup with the laptop. There's my man Tom. There's me in the corner. We boosted enough salvation kettles to, buy a laptop and fucking do this now. No, I'm just kidding with you. Guys, we don't have much time, so we'll get right into this. Before we pick today's games, I got a little surprise for you, Tom, and for the viewers. I went over all of our picks from when we started. So, Tom, I don't know if you can see it. Since Tom, week 13 over here, we got mine right here, Tom's right here. This man has gotten 10 of 23, a record of 10 and 13 with the point spreads, which I don't know if you can see. I put a little sad face next to that because it's 43.48 win percentage, but that's still not bad. We're gonna turn that frown upside down starting this week. But starting right next to it, we got his over-unders at 65.22% win rate, 15 of 18 record, 15 of 23 correct. And moneyline, my man Tom is at 65.22%. That's an A+. His record is 15 and 18, 15 of 23 correct. That's not bad. But that's also starting from week 13, smaller sample size, so he has a lot of room to improve. And me, since week 6, I got 59%, 65 and 44 record of the point spread, 59 to 50 record on the over-under. I put a little, are you stupid or are you just practicing comment next to that one, because that one I'm not too happy with. And then money line, I'm at 66% right, 72 and 37 record, not bad. Altogether, guys, this man, Tom, since he started, has gone 40 of 69 with a 40 and 29 record for a grand total, everything pick of 58% right picks, everything he's did. Incredible. Me, I'm sitting at 60%. And guys, I looked it up. I heard a long time ago that if you're over 50, 51, 52% right, that's pretty darn good for like pro handicappers, pro sports experts, if they're giving out advice for money, even though all of ours are free. If you're over 50%, 52%, you're doing good. Tom's sitting at 58, and I'm sitting at 60 right now. That's pretty darn good, Tom, if I say so myself, brother.
It is. No, it is. And my sample size is much smaller, so I can't go on a parade just yet. We'll see where we're at come week 18, but I feel good about the start. Last week could have been better. Let's not get too far into it, though. We got a lot to cover tonight, so
this is true.
I appreciate the praise, and I'm excited to hopefully get those numbers up after this week.
All right, dog. You ready, man?
Let's do it. Let's jump into it.
All right, guys. Starting us off, NFL Week 15, 2024, Sunday slate of games. Starting with the 1 o'clock games, we got Ravens-Giants right off the rip. Ravens visiting the New York Giants. When I look at this game, I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm not going to let them trick me with this one. I think the Ravens win, but I am going to give the Giants the plus 16.5 because I think that's a little ridiculous. I think earlier in the week it was at like 13 or 14. I was like, all right, I can see them winning by 2 touchdowns, but to cover 3 touchdowns is asking for a lot. And then as far as over 42.5, I actually do like the over for the simple fact that I feel like the Ravens can put up at least 20 to 30 points, and then the Giants just need to put up 10 to 12. That's just my take on it, though. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, this isn't not a pretty game. I haven't seen a spread this high in a little while. Tommy DeVito's starting. Don't know if you knew that, but he is starting.
Oh, he is starting this week.
Before we logged on. So I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to take the 17-point spread by the Ravens.
Oh,
I can't
boy.
believe I'm doing it,
You took the 4 for the Saints, and they didn't even cover those.
I know, but I'm going to ride with the Ravens. But it's DeVito over Lock, so that's why I think it might get real ugly real fast.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the Ravens minus 16.5. I'm going to take the under at 43.
Ooh.
I think this could end up being like a 30 to 10 type of game.
Okay.
And I'm going to take, obviously, the Ravens money line.
Ravens money line. And then you know what, too, with that over-under, guys? Be careful this time of the year with weather. You got to keep that into consideration as well, too.
Good point. Really good point. Yeah.
Really good point. All right, guys, moving on. Commanders, Saints. If I'm not mistaken, Carr took a pretty bad injury, and last I saw, he was day-to-day / week-to-week. My initial
He's
He's
out too.
he's out 100%.
Yeah, I saw Hayner or whatever starting.
Okay, good, because that's what I was gonna say. I'm assuming he's not gonna play. That was what I was getting from it. I thought this spread was because maybe there was still a chance Carr could play. Because they were saying if he doesn't play, even though it's in New Orleans, the Commanders should beat him easily. Not saying the Saints don't have a great team in other parts of their offense, defense, and special teams, but they just did not look good when Carr wasn't starting as their QB this year. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the Commanders reluctantly with the 7.5 minus because I feel like it's a little high, but I think the Commanders can get it done, especially if they make a late push here for the playoffs to secure their position. God Almighty, if Carr was playing, it would be an easy pick to pick the over. But you know what, the guys, this one I'm gonna take the under for some reason because the Commanders' defense is middle of the pack. They're capable, and if they can stop Kamara and their secondary third string QB over there with the Saints, they're doing their thing. And then Commanders, even though they're capable of putting up points, I see them putting up like 20, 21. And I'm going to take the Commanders to win.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting game. Because the Saints have played better since they fired Dennis Allen. But like you said, without Carr, you really don't know what you're going to get there. That 7.5 is a little high. But I'm going to take it. Commanders are coming off a bye. They looked great against Tennessee. And this is another game where they have a chance to stomp on the team's neck early and hold them. So I'm going to take the minus 7.5, but I'm going to actually go against you here. I'm going to take the over in this one. I can see the Saints getting a couple garbage time points and Commanders throwing up 20 to 30 themselves. So I'm going to take the over 43.5, and then obviously I'm going to take Commanders on the money line.
And Commanders, I like you. I'm not. That's not my most confident pick. That over under. That's a tricky one. It's kind of tough with the small sample size we have with their QB, the Saints QB. Playing anything could happen.
That game's weird, man. I could see the Saints playing well enough to win, but I could also see it going the complete opposite way. So
that's true.
Not going to be one of my confident picks, that's for sure.
We both like the Commanders to win for whatever it's worth in that one, guys. All right, guys, moving on. Chiefs, Browns, Kansas City visiting Cleveland. In December, the heart of December, keep an eye on the weather. Maybe they're starting to finally see what we're seeing with the Chiefs here, because shouldn't this point spread be a little bigger than it is? -4, yeah. Wow. You would think it was a pick 'em.
4 is interesting.
That's disrespectful to the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, really good point. I mean, when was the last time you saw a 12-1 team play a 3-10 team and be only a 4-point favorite with everybody healthy?
Guys, right? he's speaking facts. He's speaking facts right now.
Yeah, it's a little interesting, but I don't want to interject. Keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna say take this one first, but when I look at it at a glance, I know it's an outdoor game in Cleveland. But even though both teams are used to the harsh weather this time of the year, I'm going to take the over 43 for the simple fact that I say it every week. Jameis Winston's capable of putting up 2-3 touchdowns any week, especially against the Chiefs defense, the way they've been playing recently. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win. I think of all the games we've picked them recently, this one they should win more handily, even on the road. And you know what? Keep this in mind, Tom and viewers. This line might be a bit of a trap here. For it being as close as it is, something's telling me it might actually go in the Browns +4 favor. But just going off my gut and off of paper, I will take and circle the Chiefs -4. But something about that line tells me that it might end with the game being within 3 points of each other. Tom?
Yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm going to take the Browns +4.
I respect it.
This over-under is really hard because I'm wondering what the weather's going to be like in Cleveland. I think I heard there might be some rain, and I wonder how that's going to affect things. And you know how the Chiefs are offensively; they struggle. They play tough defense. Browns haven't played great defense, but they're capable of playing decent defense. So I'm going to take the under 43. I'm going to take the Browns +4, and I'm going to take the Browns money line. The Chiefs money line.
I was as a joke. I was going to say, all right, you're going to take the Browns too. When you said, I was like, no shot.
I almost said it, but no, I'm not going to take them to win. But I think the Chiefs have been in close games all year. They've won last minute. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, but I'm not going to pick them to lose. I think they'll end up winning by a field goal.
Chiefs will lose a game before the regular season ends, and this could be one of them, but I don't know. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm sure.
You know, all right, Bengals
Yeah.
Titans. When I first saw it, I thought it was Bengals Cardinals, and the Bengals were the favorites. I was gonna say, oh my god, Bengals Titans. Bengals on the road. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the Bengals -5 because I feel like Burrow and Chase been clicking on all cylinders recently. The Titans were on a hot streak there for over/under games, and then last week their Jaguars game ended with like 12 combined points. So I don't know how to really feel about that one. I know the Bengals have a bit of a soft secondary and defense in general, so the Titans are capable of putting up points, and obviously the Bengals are going to put up points even against a decent Titans pass secondary. With that said, I'm going to take the over this week. I think last week might have been a little bit of a fluke for the Titans offensively. I know the Bengals are capable of putting up points. Over 46, Bengals -5, and I do like the Bengals to win this one. I think the Bengals are been in a nice groove, believe it or not, as of recent. Even though they've won and lost a few games, they've looked good in the games they've played.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a good point. I mean, we saw that stat the other day. I don't know if the viewers seen it, but it was like what the team's record would be if things changed in one-score games. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the Bengals were 22. You know, they've lost so many close games, or 12-1 or whatever it was.
That's crazy.
But regardless, they've lost a lot of close games, and they've played well enough to win a lot of games. So I'm taking them -5 here. I'm going to take the over, too. Part of me really wants the under here, but I can't do it. Like you said, Cincinnati's defense is soft. Titans, that game last week fucked me in so many ways. You know, they lost. Obviously,
To the
I had
Jags,
the spread.
yeah.
I had the over. I think most people had that. And they laid an absolute clunker against Jacksonville. So at home, I expect them to play a little better. But I do think Bengals win by 5. I think the over 46 hits, and I'm taking the Bengals money line.
Mm-hmm. And Bengals money line. And you said over 46, correct?
Yep. And I think we got the same picks on that one.
All right, guys. Dolphins, Texans. When this game jumped off the page to me. Why are the Dolphins underdogs in this game? I feel like I don't know exactly what their records are, but Dolphins have definitely been playing better ball recently, at least in the last 4 or 5 weeks than the Texans have. And so one can even argue they might even have a better roster and team, at least offensively. Maybe they're banking on the Texans defense stepping up in this one, and it is in Houston. So that's going to help them. Nevertheless, my first underdog pick, and one that I feel very confident about, guys, so I'm going to put a star next to it. Dolphins money line on the road. Dolphins +3, since I'm taking them to win anyway. And as far as 46.5, I actually do like the over. With Collins, Dell, and Stroud, it's only a matter of time before they, I feel like they've been playing lackluster all year. If they get it together, they're high caliber offense with an amazing QB and an amazing running back as well, with a decent defense. And then obviously Dolphins been playing lights out, at least in my eyes, since Tua's been back.
Nice. First off, love the underdog, love the confident pick. You got away without taking them last week. I wasn't going to let you do it this week. We talked about it. I'm glad you already got one in the books. Yeah, you know what? I like your pick, honestly. I don't hate Dolphins +3. I'm going to ride with that.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to hedge it, and I'm going to take Texans money line.
I love it, dude. I love it.
I'm going to take Texans money line, but I'm going to take Dolphins +3. I agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, Houston has not played well over the last 6-7 games, really since they won that Bills game earlier this year. And losing Diggs hurt, Collins was out, but he's back now. So I'm going to take the over with you. I mean, Dolphins just got carved up by Aaron Rodgers and the Jets last week at home. Now they're going on the road, and Texans are due for a better offensive performance. So I'm going to take the over 46.5. I'm going to take Dolphins +3, and we're going to ride with the Texans money line.
Before we move on, you think that you took the Texans money line. Do you think they beat them by their defense kind of holding the Dolphins and then the Texans being able to keep it a close game and squeak one out, or do you think the Texans beat them in a shootout?
I think it's like a blend of both. I think this could easily be a 28-24 type, or 28-27 or 28-25, right? Like somewhere where, like, maybe Houston wins on a field goal. Maybe Dolphins score late to get it within the spread.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be like a 13-10 type of game. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that because you never know with these two teams.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm seeing more of a higher scoring, and Texans just eke it out at the very end. But could go either way. This should be a fun game. Honestly, should be a good one to watch.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. If that score ends up ending like that, it's going to live up to the hype of what it is. All right, guys.
Sure.
Jets, Jaguars. Battle of the J teams over here. Jets are on the road in Jaguars territory, and still they're favorited by 3. Like I said last week that I think the Jets have nothing left to lose and they're going to start playing crazy. And I was almost right. They kind of competed with the Dolphins in a shootout, even though that's a tough one to judge it off, though, because they're division rivals and they're obviously going to play each other good every time. There's no reason why the Jets, with their offense the way it is, shouldn't beat the Jaguars. Even though, I like the Jaguars. They have pieces, but obviously, it's just not their year. I'm going to take the Jets to win money line, a rare one. And I'm also going to take the over for this game, guys. I know the Jags were just in a low-scoring game, but they're also capable of putting up points. They have very talented receivers. They can get the ball in the hands of some of their receivers like Ingram and a good running back in Bigsby. And then also Brian Thomas Jr., who I'm a big fan of. This game very capable of going over 40.5, especially if it's in Florida and the weather's right. And then I'm also going to take the Jets -3. I think they can comfortably cover that one. Tom, what do you think, dog?
Yeah, this is a ugly game. Not one I won't be watching this game. But we talked about last week how many good games there were this week and how many shitty ones there were last week. This is one that they should have left for last week, But that being said, as far as the picks go, I'm going to take the Jets -3. They're due for a win. They played better last week. They're a better team than Jacksonville. I'm also going to take the under, the 40.5. I agree with what you said. I think Jaguars are capable just with Mac Jones. I don't know what he's going to do. And on top of that, I expect the Jets defense to play decent, play good enough to win, for Christ's sake. So I think this could end up being like a 20-14 type of game, right? Something around those lines where the Jets can get out.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Jets -3, under 40.5, and Jets money line.
And Jets money line. Dude, if the Jets defense even played somewhat like they did last year, they'd have so many more wins this year.
Yeah, they'd be a much different team. But that's a conversation for another day.
Guys, Cowboys, Panthers, as we're moving on here, I'm a little dumbfounded. I'm a little baffled at this line here. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Panthers have lost 2 or 3 in a row, and the Cowboys have won 2 in a row, and they're the underdogs here. I know they're on the road. I know they're missing their QB, but Cowboys looked pretty good in the last 2 games I saw them. Even though, and you guys obviously know because you've been following the videos and you've been watching yourselves, the Panthers have looked terrific in like their last 6 games as well. I love everything they're doing on offense. They have some pieces. Their future looks very bright. With that said, my heart wants to take the Panthers. I love the Panthers, but something in my mind says the Cowboys win this one. So I'm going to take a cop-out here, guys. I'm going to take the Cowboys +3, but the Panthers money line. Now, actually, you know what? Now that we're discussing this game, I can see why it's close, because the Panthers have been playing terrific. They played Philly kind of good. They played the Chiefs very well. And Cowboys obviously coming off 2-game win streak with Cooper Rush, their backup, which no one saw coming.
Don't forget, Cowboys did lose to the Bengals Monday night. They did lose.
They did lose that game.
They won 2 before that.
Oh, they won. They won 2 before that. Okay, I thought they beat the Bengals. Yeah. Oh, you're right. It was like a last-minute touchdown, right?
Yeah, that weird punt and then punt block, and so they did lose their last game. But you're right. They've definitely played better in the last 3 weeks. Oh, sure.
And then, guys, ready for this one? And Tom, I like the over 43 in this one, and I'm going to put a star next to it. Oh, wait. Why did I put a star next to the Dolphins over? No, I didn't mean to put the over. I just meant to put a star next to Dolphins money on. I'm going to put a star, my confident pick, my second one of the week, on the over for the Cowboys-Panthers game this week at 43. I like it. Mr. Tom.
All right. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to... I like what you said as far as both teams kind of playing better. I think Panthers have played, I don't know, they just, to me, have played a little bit better than the Cowboys have, at least the last week or two. I know the Cowboys won some games, and the Washington win was impressive. But, I mean, if Leggett catches that ball, they might beat the Eagles in Philly. That's a heck of a win. And they lost to Tampa in overtime. The Chiefs, they lost on a last-minute field goal. Like, they've played some really good football games.
Bro.
I think they're due for a win. So I'm going to take the Panthers -3.
Let's go.
I'm going to take the over. I'm with you on that, and I'm going to take the Panthers money line.
All right, so Panthers -3, over 43, and then Panthers money line as well.
Yep.
Dude, I love it, man. And it's funny because the Panthers could lose and just get a better draft pick, but they've been playing very well recently. Now they got Thielen back too.
Yep. And Bryce Young's looking good, which I'm happy to see.
All right, guys. Maybe arguably one of the games of the week: Steelers-Eagles in Philly. The Battle of Pennsylvania over here. I feel like they don't play often. When they do, it's usually a good game, and it looks like the odds makers have it that way as well. Steelers coming in after a very impressive record and a good year of their own. A great defense, and then got things clicking with their offense with Najee, Russ, everything going over there. And then what's there left to say about the Eagles? What are they on? Win number 9 in a row here. When I look at this game, guys, right off the rip, I like the Eagles to win. Even whether they blow them out or squeak it out, I think the Eagles win this game. Philly at home's a different animal. And also, with that said, as good as the Steelers' defense is, excuse me, I feel like they've been in a lot of high-scoring games in the last 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and look at it, but just from memory, I wanna be as many picks right. So part of me wants to take the Steelers +5. Like, I feel like it's a close game and the Eagles do win. You know what? So let's do it then. I'm gonna take the Steelers +5.5. Eagles to win money line. I hope it's a close game and the Eagles get the win. At least for my picks wise, I have no skin in the game either way. If you're a fan of either team, and then over under 43. I don't see how this one doesn't go over 43. Russ and them are capable, and obviously the Eagles' offense is capable. Keep an eye on the weather, guys.
Yeah, I got a little excited when you first started because I thought we were jumping to the Bills game for a second. But, no, still, another monster game. This weekend has a lot of good games. This is one of them for sure. Tough one to call. I think Pickens isn't going to play again, which is a big loss for Pittsburgh.
Oh, boy.
This is definitely a tough one. I'm going to take the Steelers +5.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly wins this game handily, but I expect Pittsburgh to come out tough, play strong defense, and because of that, I'm actually going to take the under 43 here.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under. I think this could end up being like a 23-17 or 23-20 or like maybe push, right? Like somewhere around the low 20s, high teens type of game. We'll see. Could be wrong for sure, but I'm going to take the Steelers +5.5. We're going to take the under 43, and I'm going to take the Eagles money line here. I think the Eagles win, but I'm expecting a little bit of a closer game.
Whoever wins, this is going to be a great notch in their belt and feather in a hat win for either team. Two great records for both of these teams.
No doubt. Big game. Big regular season December game, so I'm excited for it.
All right, guys, moving on and into the 4 o'clock slate of games here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them since there's 13 games in total this Sunday. No teams on a bye this week at all. Colts, Broncos. Denver's played very well recently. Colts obviously have pieces. You know, I don't know if Colts are still in playoff contention. I think they might be.
They are. Oh, they are. This is a huge game.
They are? Game. Okay, so
yeah, they win this game. They're fighting really with Denver at this point. That's why this game's so important.
All right. Thank you, Tom, for reminding me. Because with that said, Colts, man, you guys are way too talented to be playing the way you've been playing all year. And I actually like the Colts. I like a lot of the players on their team. I like them as a franchise in general. I hope if this game's to keep them in playoff contention, and it's as close as it really is. I hope the Colts come out swinging in this one and actually play very well and compete with the Broncos, who have been a very good team in their own right this year. I'm going to take the Broncos money line with that said. And I'm going to take, reluctantly, the Broncos minus 4.5 because is Richardson starting? Yeah, right?
Yeah, he should be starting the rest of the year.
Guys, you know more than anyone, if you've been watching Richardson, you never know what you're going to get each week. He might throw a 50-yard touchdown 3 times in a game, or he might throw no touchdowns and 50 yards total. I'm hoping this is a game where he goes off. I'm really rooting for Jonathan Taylor and all of them to do well as well. But the Broncos have just been undeniable in the way they've been playing recently. Bo Nix, playing with a lot of confidence recently, getting in people's faces, throwing touchdowns galore recently. With that,
the rookie of the year.
Yeah, for real, bro. And with that said, I know I'm kind of going off other games here, but I can see this one as well. I would do like the over 44 in this one because Broncos were just in a shootout and Colts are always capable of letting up points and putting up points in their own right. I like the over 44. Mr. Tom, let's see what you have to say about this Colts-Broncos game.
Yeah, I think we're kind of aligned here. I like both these teams. They're both coming off a bye. Both big game. I mean, Broncos win this game. They're, I wouldn't say in the playoffs, but their positioning, I'd imagine, goes way up as far as the percentages. And if they lose, now you let the Colts back in it, and things get really interesting. So I expect this one to be tough, hard fought, but I think the Broncos do win by more than 4.5. I think the over 44 hits as well, and I'm going to take the Broncos money line.
Okay. That's it. We've set our piece on that one. Guys, It's time. Drum roll, please. We have Buffalo Bills on the road versing the fearsome, the crazy, the terrorizing, and the awesome Detroit Dan Campbell-led Lions. Arguably team of the year so far this year. Right off the rip, guys, if you're a football fan at all, you know about both these teams. You know how well they've both been playing. Oh, my God, I just saw that over-under. I don't know if you're seeing it too, Tom. Wow, that might be the highest one so far this year. Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to come right off the rip and floor you guys. Something in my heart is telling me the Bills' money line, I'm taking them on the road against the Lions. Why, Mr. Buck? Because I feel like the loss to the Rams last week, my man Tom called it to a T. To a T. Watch our videos if you don't believe me. He said, I think they might be overlooking the Rams, or the Rams just outplayed them, but he called that was going to be one of their losses. They lost. I think this week they're like, oh, we got to get one back. And what better to do that against the best team in the league? Arguably a Super Bowl preview, right, this game. I do like the Bills to win because I feel like they're also more of a seasoned team in very tough games, where the Lions, as well as they played this year, if they can beat the Bills, they're for real. But the Bills are going to come out swinging. It's going to be a hard-fought game. I do like the Bills to win in that only because I feel like Josh Allen has more experience in games like that. Since I'm taking him to win, I'm going to give the Bills the plus 2.5, which in its own right is a safe bet with the Bills this year. As far as the over-under 54.5, guys, you know how I feel about high overs, but this one, for some reason, I think can hit. So I'm hoping for it's this good of a game as this is. I'm gonna take the over 54.5 points combined between both these teams, and that's my thoughts on this game. With that said, I love the Lions. They're a great team. I just think this is a tough match for them, and I think the Bills have to get another one under their belt to feel secure about their playoff hopes and their position and moving further. Mr. Tom.
Man, what a game we got. I mean, what a game we got. Now, there's that chance this may not live up to the hype, right? There's that chance. That's happened plenty of times before.
That's how I feel about the over-under.
I feel good. I'm taking the over. I'm going to do it. I feel like this is going to be a 34, 30, 38, 30, like somewhere in the 30s. These teams are too fucking good, excuse my language, too talented on both sides. And I just expect it to be a fun, high-scoring game. I am going to take the Lions -2.5 though. I think they've had some extra time to prepare because they haven't played since Thursday, which is big.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think that's big for them. So I'm going to take Lions 2.5. I'm going to take the over. I think this one goes up there as far as the score goes. And I'm going to take money line. But I'm telling everybody real quick, do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. I'm smiling because I got the camera on.
It sounded important.
No, real quick, I'll say because I know we only got 10 minutes left. But if this game turns out to be low scoring, don't be surprised.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure.
I'm not picking it. I'm picking the Bills, the Lions over. If I'm putting my money towards it, I'm taking over 54.5. But I would not be surprised to see this game turn out to be like a 20-17 type of game, just because both these teams are so well coached and they're super disciplined. And I just think maybe it's a little tighter as far as scoring goes than we could expect. But I wouldn't bet on that. I'm just saying don't be surprised if it happens. So be
100%.
careful how much you bet on it. That's really the thing there. Just be a little careful with the money you're spending on this. But Lions -2.5, over 54.5. Lions money line.
Ooh, I like it. There we go. One of us is gonna be right. Guys, it happened in the Ravens-Eagles game a couple weeks back. They were like, oh, it's going to be a crazy high-scoring game. And it ended up hitting the under, even though there was points scored. You have to remember, when two good teams, Titans like this, meet, every aspect, all three, phases of their team, special teams, offense, and defense, have something to prove. So even the defenses for both these teams are going to say, hey, we're part of this team as well. We've contributed to these records as well. Right. So do not be surprised. Me and Tom have said it. Be aware if this game goes under 54.5, which is a high over/under, and as it is.
Yep.
That's gonna be a great game. Excited for that one, brother. I know you are too.
Yep. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, Patriots, Cardinals, guys. We're gonna skip this one. I'm playing. But all right, we got Patriots, Cardinals.
We didn't skip Jets, Jaguars. So
I think. Even though the Patriots have held their own recently, I don't think the Cardinals lose this one, especially at home. I kind of like the Cardinals to get a win in this game. They are very talented on offense. They have a decent defense. And even though the Patriots are a pretty, not the worst team in the league, I think the Cardinals are better and can beat them. As far as over/under 46.5, I feel like that's a tad high for both these teams. So just going to go off my first instinct. I'm going to take the under. But after watching this game, and I hope I'm right, obviously, for your guys and my sake, but after watching this game, I'd be very surprised if that one goes over 47 points. The Cardinals are definitely capable of winning by more than 5.5, and I hope they do, because I'm picking the Cardinals -5.5. Tom?
Yeah, I'll go through this one quick, because I know time's running short here, but similar with you as far as this game not being on my watch list, but Cardinals let me down last week. Came out with a touchdown, thought they were going to play well. Did not after that. Credit to the Seahawks. But that being said, I'm going to take the Patriots +6 coming off a bye. I think they'll play a little bit better. I'm going to take the under 46.5 as well.
I like it.
And I'm going to take the Cardinals money line.
Cardinals money line. You've heard it here first, guys. Moving on, Bucks Chargers. A capable, high-scoring game. Two teams that definitely... I was going to say two teams that definitely could use a win at this point in their season. I know Herbert had a little leg thing going on from his last game, so keep an eye on the injury report, guys. We're recording this on Thursday night, and the games are played on Sunday. Keep an eye on if Herbert plays. I'm pretty sure he will, but he might not be 100%. With that said, the only thing... These teams are very even. When I look at it, and I like both these teams, I'm going to give it to the home team just for that simple fact that they're at home and have that going behind them. I like the Chargers to win, not by a lot, though. I think, it's only 2.5. I think they might win by 3, maybe 4. And then, so I'll take the Chargers -2.5. As far as over/under 45.5, I know the Chargers haven't been living up to their offensive expectations the last 2 weeks compared to the prior 4 weeks before that. But the Bucks are always capable of putting up points, and the Chargers definitely have the pieces to do it. I know Chargers have a good defense, but with that said, I like the over 45.5 in this one. Mr. Tom.
Yeah, this is an interesting game, like you said. Both teams really could use this win, especially Tampa, as they don't have the tiebreaker with Atlanta. So, although they're ahead of them, I think now, or around the same record, they need to keep winning these games. So, I'm actually gonna. This one hurts because you know how big of a Harborough and Charger fan that I am, low key. I'm gonna take Tampa though. I'm gonna take them. I trust them a little bit more.
Money
They were
line?
a good playoff team last year, so I'm gonna take them at +2.5. I'm going to take the over at 45.5, which that one I don't feel great about, but we'll see. I think this one could be a little bit higher scoring game, and I'm going to take the Tampa money line.
Ooh, okay. We're losing more Chargers fans, viewers, every time Tom Rhea Sports talks.
Listen, I love the Chargers.
We really do love the Chargers.
You know,
with
we
that said,
almost called that game last week to a T, by the way.
we
We only got a
did.
few minutes, so I don't want to harp on it too long. But they should have won that game against the Chargers. We both had them. They should have won that game. I'm disappointed they didn't, but it's what it is.
Oh, dude, we called that. That was definitely, they should have won. They should have won. And you know what? I forgot you did pick them last week. So that's proof, guys. Me and this man right here are big Chargers fans. We like Harbaugh. We like their whole franchise. Guys, last game, we won't keep you for too long. We're on a time crunch here. 8 p.m. Sunday night football game for Week 15, 2024 is the Green Bay Packers versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. They have the road team, the Packers, as the favorites. Guys, when I was looking at this game, I need to get something clear. At least this is my feelings on it. Packers are a very talented team, but judging off the way they've been playing this year, I know they're gonna make the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. The pieces are there, the team is there, the coach is there, everything's there, but I feel like they've been a touch lackluster, especially in big games. And I'm not just talking about the Lions. I'm talking about here and there throughout their whole season. The Packers are more than capable of winning every game they play and going far. And I don't know, what's going on with the receivers recently. Jacobs is basically their entire offense, and I want Jordan Love to step up and help this team. And their Packers defense is amazing. So that's what I mean. They're missing that one piece to just put them over the top. They're a great team. They have a great record. I just don't think they have what it takes just yet to win a whole Super Bowl. I am gonna say, with that said, I'm sticking with what I would say. I like the Seahawks in this spot for some reason. Underdog at home. I like the Seahawks to win. Obviously, playing in Seattle is always tough with the 12th man. I do like the over a lot. I know I was just ragging on their offense, but, it's two great teams. I don't see why this one can't go over 45.5. Since I'm taking the Seahawks to win, I might as well give them the free 2.5 points. Tom?
Yeah, I like the analysis. I think what you're saying about the Packers, I think you're being a little harsh on Love. I feel like he's played pretty decent. He was good last week against Detroit in the second half. Not the first half, but the second half. But I do agree with pretty much what you said there. I think they have the capability to win it all, it feels like, but it just seems like they're not gonna. But with that being said, I'm gonna actually pick them on the road here. Seahawks have won a bunch of games in a row. Packers, again, similar to Detroit, coming off Thursday game, have a little more time to prepare. And they also come off a loss, a game that they really want to get. I think they're going to win this one, so I'm going to take them -2.5. I'm going to take the over 45.5. I think this game could be a little bit high scoring, some fun there. And I'm going to take the Packers money line.
Packers on. Rhea, I know it's not a lot of time. What's your confident picks or one that sticks out to you?
Yeah, we got about a minute or two here. I'll run through quickly just kind of where I'm at confident pick wise. So I'm going to take Packers -2.5 as my first confident pick. I'm going to take Detroit -2.5 as my second confident pick. And then my third and final confident pick, we're going to get a little spicy here, and we're going to ultimately take the Ravens -17.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I like to throw
Stop picking against your team though, because it's sacrilegious and I feel like it's bad luck. But I hope that turns around this week. I hope your confident picks all hit, brother.
Thanks, brother. What do you got? I know you told us.
Well, I got Dolphins money line, guys. I got the Cowboys Panthers over, and then guys, I also really like the Eagles to win outright money line.
Okay.
Guys, a little more diverse this week between our picks. So watch the video, do with the info as you will. I hope your picks are better than ours, and I hope everyone has a great week, a successful week, a very safe week. Life's great. It's only getting better. Good luck to all you guys and your teams. I love you all. I love doing these videos and these picks with you guys and my man Tom here. Tom, what do you have to say before we go, man? Oh no, it just ended. Well, guys, that's it. Obviously, he was probably going to say he loves you guys as well. Good luck this week. We will see you guys again next Thursday night for more sports picks. Have a great night.